Hello and welcome to another Elite FPL video. This is halfway through game week 20. We've still got a couple of games to go. A game week where I wildcarded and Steve-O did a -12. All in all, I've been loving the content over the last few days that Steve-O and Dan have been putting out, and their escapades across, whether it be across Paynton Seafront, going into Brixham or Torquay, driving around the block a few times, past my old house, or Pete's old house, I should say. Up on Dartmoor, showing off the good old rolling moors of the Dart. I want to say that I have been a bit away from things over the last few days. Certainly, been very busy with certain opportunities when it comes to design work, which is quite exciting. But yeah, back, and I'm happy to talk to you about current situation within the mini leagues, position within my FPL team. How am I happy with my FPL team? Was I right to wildcard? Why did I wildcard? And more importantly, when will Steve-O wildcard? If he hasn't already done so. So, look at that. Smile, Steve-O. Oh, this is brilliant. This is incredible. And we're not giving anything away. Literally, me and Steve-O, like, we've never been this close. Like, maybe the second season of there was a period on the second season doing Elite FPL where you were close to me for periods within, but like we were level on points pretty much at the start of this game week, and like I've clawed a bit of a lead on you right now, but there is obviously some things that could swing in your favor. The likes of which Kevin De Bruyne, for example, I heard that he wasn't at training.
No, but Pep Guardiola has come out and said that he should be okay. He'll play.
Perisic, another one. Will he start?
Yes. He'll be playing. I don't know why you got him in, but we'll discuss that in a minute.
Differential, mate.
Yeah.
Just wanted the differential. So no. All in all, there is a gap of 17 points. No, 17 points. No.
32 minus 17 is 17, isn't it? Give or take. God, this is good.
No, it's not. It's 15.
15 points.
Yeah. So yeah, it all depends on tonight. Really, the difference.
It's down to Wan-Bissaka, isn't it?
He'll play.
He'll play, yeah, but will he get a double-digit haul? No.
Well, you say that. I mean, he's been playing a lot better recently, hasn't he?
He has, but I don't expect him to get a clean sheet tonight. That's the thing. I don't expect Man United to get a clean sheet. I really
I do.
It's away from home, though. Tight game at Selhurst Park. I'm going 2-1. I don't expect you to win.
No, we'll get a clean sheet tonight. 100%.
Well, then
confident.
It comes down to De Gea save points.
Yep.
And if Wan-Bissaka can get any attack and returns. 4
bonus points, yeah.
Well, what would be obviously ideal would be a clean sheet, goal, and 3 bonus. That would be incredible.
So I'm on 48 points at the moment. You're on 33. After you're on 45 minus the -12, so you're on 33 points. So really, for you've got to play Harry Kane the same as me, Haaland same as me, Rashford same as me, Mahrez same as me. We've got pretty much the same team. We've got pretty much the same team.
Back because we haven't spoke since the last video we did, and you hit the wild card. Why? What happened? Me and Dan were both shocked when we found that out.
Well, so oh my god, turning back the time now. So I basically was trying to be coy. Before the wild card, I had I had done a few transfers. Let me just go back to them now. I brought in Darwin for Mitrovic.
So when did this happen? This was on Friday. No,
this was way back. This was back on Monday, not last Monday, the Monday before. So the Monday the 9th of January, I wanted to kind of go a little bit against the grain, and I brought Darwin in prior to the fact that I found out that he was not going to be fit and injured.
Wow.
And yeah, I brought Darwin in, and I also
double game week.
I brought I brought Harry Kane in as well, and Darwin in, and I sold Salah to fund that.
Oh wow. So who did you get in for Salah?
Mitoma.
Okay.
So I did these transfers, and I was obviously looking at a -8 at that point, and I was thinking, right, well, Darwin's injured. I've got Dalot as well as a problem in my team. So do I take a further hit to deal with any of those issues, or do I go with what I had? I was looking at my team, and I was like, Dalot not playing, you know, I wasn't overly impressed. I wasn't overly happy with benching Darwin. And sorry, it's got a message come through. Let me just close that down so I'm not getting distracted. I was just looking at my team and going, my team's very similar to yours. What can I do potentially that would, you know, give me a couple of differentials on you to kind of give me...
You brought in Darwin, which I had.
Yeah, but this is after the fact. So I'd done the -8, right?
Yeah.
And then I was thinking, oh, my team's looking very similar to Steve-O's, and I've done a -8. Why can't I just remedy this situation now? Sort Darwin out, remove that -8 penalty that I've put on myself. And what came of that was essentially me making the moves I did. So if just go back to these moves, taking out a Kanji, because I didn't think much of Man City's defense. From a defensive point of view, I didn't trust them. Taking out Dalot, because uncertainty over how long he's out for. Very little information coming out from the United camp about that. Taking out Darwin, and certainly, you know, then moving away from Kepa as well in goal. That I've been, again, Chelsea, I don't trust them. Seeing a shift in Man United's defence that I like the look of, thinking that they're going to become more robust going forward. Certainly with I think Luke Shaw has been a sensation for the very short period of time that he's been playing left centre back. And I think United have defended incredibly over the last few games. So yeah, kind of taken out Almiron as well. You know, I kind of gone against the grain there. People are like thinking, oh, we need to go 2-3 Newcastle players. I just kind of want to be a bit different. I don't want to sort of load up on too many Newcastle. I want to kind of have like about 3, maybe 4 players that are different to you and others around me in the mini leagues. But I guess that comes down to the decisions of, you know, owning. I mean, I say that, but Tony was someone that a lot of people were bringing in, but he's still like, what's his ownership? It's ownership's 24. Yeah, it's 24%. So it's not as differential as I'd like it to be. But yeah, Perisic was the one that I thought, you know, the fixtures weren't great. Clean sheet potential was low, but whenever I see him play, he's very involved in the attack. And on that left-hand side, he can whip a ball in. He can link up with Kane. I could see him get something over those 2 games, an attack in return. Obviously, he didn't start against Arsenal. I was like, oh, so that obviously that was a disappointment. But he was fairly involved when he came on off the bench, but again, blocked my points from Bueno off the bench. So you know.
But he still would have been playing against Man City tomorrow.
Well, yeah, you'd like to think that. Unless he has another bench appearance and gets me 2 points. But yeah, do I regret wildcarding? Absolutely not. No, I do not. I don't think my team is too far away from where I want it to be over the next 5-6 game weeks, to be honest with you. There's not any fires in my team at all. My team are healthy, they're fit, they're all playing. Okay, Perisic, Mahrez is a bit of a rotation risk, but I've got Martinelli as well, don't forget, who will actually be on my bench this coming week against United. I'm going to decide to play Mitoma over him. And I think Martinelli's going to be due a benching at some point, a bit of rest at some point anyway.
Martinelli?
Yeah.
No chance.
Played a lot of minutes, mate.
So is every other Arsenal. Arsenal are going to be playing the same team in the Premier League week in, week out. They will not drop anybody. They are playing this. Martinelli is... I mean, ironically, Martinelli does probably play the most of all the front three, but he ain't going to be rested.
I wouldn't be surprised. I wouldn't be surprised if he's benched one game in the near future. But yeah, I mean, I agree to disagree on that one. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, not in any way regretting the wild card. I do think that I can come out of it. Again, depending on how De Bruyne does, in the second match against who are they playing again? Tottenham. Depending on the performance of De Bruyne against Tottenham, if I can end up 20 plus points better off than you at the end of this game week, having done the wild card, I will see that as okay.
But you've just mentioned De Bruyne. He was in your team in the first place from the wild card. You didn't wild card him in.
No, but that's irrelevant. No, I mentioned De Bruyne purely because having seen the rest of my team play, he's the only real differential that I've got in my team that remains, because I didn't know exactly what moves you were going to do. And if you want to just remind everybody what your moves were, you brought in Harry Kane, you brought in Mahrez yourself.
This is the point. I'm so pissed off that you wildcarded because you brought in the same players that I brought in on here.
Yeah.
You can't make it up.
No.
We were on Dartmoor. Me and Dan were on Dartmoor. And
I didn't know what you were going to do. I genuinely did not know.
No. And me and Dan were on Dartmoor. I said, look, let's just do a predictions video. Fine, done. And then I was mentioning the fact that, look, the three of us are so tight together. I will tell you my transfers because I've already done them. By the time I upload this video, 12 hours later, the idea was it's supposed to have gone out with 5:30, just before the deadline finished. So it was like 6:25 or something. That's why I was going to upload the video. And then, yeah, you are right. About
it was 5:30. It was 5:30. It was due to go live at 5:30, and it was at 4:30. And I saw it was 9% uploaded. I was like, "There's no way this is going to be uploaded." Yeah. And then it was like 20. There was like 5:15, and then I saw it was like 39% uploaded. Yeah. I was like, "Yeah, right." So I was potato internet or something.
Yeah. So I was hoping you would do some kind of stream or something, and then maybe see you react, because I deliberately was holding off talking about our transfers towards the end just to annoy you. So then it'd be like, just tell me the bloody transfers. But I didn't do that. And then it came towards the end, and I just said to Dan, I don't care what I tell you to do, what I'm going to be doing, because Jason's not going to see this video the last minute. I then did my move. I'd done my moves the day before, which was, as you quite rightly stated, it was Shaw, Mahrez, Kane, and Botman. All four of them came in. And obviously I played Kane, Mahrez, and Shaw, along with Wan-Bissaka. But then, obviously, by the time the video uploaded and everything, I could then see what you'd done. And I was just like, I can't fucking believe it.
Yeah.
The teams are identical. My different, because I was praying to God that your team was going to be staying the same. And I thought, I can tell you now, Jason is going to be fucking fuming when he sees I've got Kane, I've got Mahrez, I've gone and got his Shaw because I was ahead of you, wasn't I? With 11 points.
Yeah. You're
I
ahead.
blocked you off with Shaw. And I'm thinking, this
Yeah.
is going to be amazing. And then, he's wildcarded. And then that fucking, I nearly said the C word then. That guy, Dan, copies my transfers.
Yeah.
And now we're all just on a level playing field again, where your team's virtually identical to mine. Dan's is identical to mine. And then and now I'm 17 odd points behind you and Dan.
15
points off you and off Dan by about, 20 points?
Something
like that?
You are, 16.
16 points.
Yeah, Dan's 1 point ahead of me, but I think Dan's not got. Oh, he's got De Bruyne. Yeah, he's got De Bruyne, Mahrez, Haaland, Kane. I've got one more double game week player than him to play, and that's basically. Well, no, two actually. Got two more. I've got Perisic and De Gea. So I think I can go above Dan, and I think I can extend my lead to over 20 points. And I'll be
go ahead of Dan if you keep a clean sheet tonight.
Yes, 100%. Yeah,
because of De Gea.
Yeah.
Because it's just like you said, it's just that 1 point between you. But for me to claw back any points on you and Dan, Wan-Bissaka has to have a stormer, and he has to come in with, like I said, a minimum of a goal to start clawing those points back.
I'll be fuming.
To keep a clean sheet.
If he gets a goal.
If he gets a goal, but they concede.
Wan-Bissaka, of all people, gets a goal tonight.
Yeah, in a 2-1 victory. They win 2-1. Wan-Bissaka gets a goal. What if he gets imagine if he got a goal and an assist tonight in a 2-1 win. David De Gea gets 3 points.
Yeah,
Wan-Bissaka gets the 3 bonus plus the goal.
If that happens, you need to go down the bloody shop and get a lottery ticket if that happens. Promise me.
If that happens, I'm going to Paint and Pier and win that giant.
Yeah. I love that. Shame we couldn't go out the back of the pier and
close it in the winter.
Oh yeah, bloody.
But yeah.
Anyway,
you always say that line from yourself where it's, I look at that team and I don't worry. I look at your wild card, I'm like, nah.
Well, no, but you look at my wild card and feel that way because it's your team. That's why, of course you're not going to worry. I mean, there's no one in there barring De Bruyne who's been, let's be honest, off the pace for quite some time now. Man City have been off the pace for quite some time now.
Let's ask the question to you. You saw the United derby. You didn't captain Rashford. Number one, why? That pissed me off as well.
Yeah. I bowled it. I completely bowled it. I thought that Rashford was the better captaincy choice this game week. I said it. I believed it, but I bowled it. I literally said there's too many people are captaining Haaland. People are triple captaining Haaland. I'm worried that I'm going to get this horribly wrong. Right, I'm going to be safe, and I'm going to stick with Haaland. I'll be hands up. I didn't go through with my gut on that one. And I went with my head, not my heart. And it's fortunately for you, I made that decision because you would have been even more pissed off. I think would you have been pissed off? I don't know if you've been pissed off. From a rivalry point of view, you would have been annoyed because it would have been an extra, 8 points, eight points over Haaland. But the fact of the matter is we haven't played the second game yet, and we haven't seen Haaland against Tottenham. Haaland could end up getting a hat trick against Tottenham. Like, I'm not saying he will, but if he did, and then Rashford just gets a measly 2 points, 3 points or whatever against Crystal Palace, then it's almost like I made the right decision in the end. So it's too early to say. Personally, Man City versus Tottenham, I don't see that being. You said that it's going to be a thrashing. Yeah. You think City are going to thrash Tottenham? Well, if that is the case, then you'd like to think Haaland could be involved in at least 2 of those goal involved, 2 of those goals, if there's going to be multiple, if they 3 or 4 goals scored. I would say that this game week, has there been any shocks that have kind of come out of it?
I think
Mitrovic
yeah,
penalty.
you message each other. I can't believe
that penalty, that Mitrovic penalty, but it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous.
As a former referee, what's all that about?
Oh, he touched the ball twice. You can't.
Are you not allowed to retake it?
No, you foul. You made a foul. You fouled essentially at that point. You've committed a foul or you infringed on the rules of the game. Therefore, it's a free kick to the opposition. Yeah, you can't touch the ball twice from a penalty. And even though he slipped, you can't make it up. It was almost like divine intervention. like so something happened. Because he scored perfectly. The penalty went in at the end of the day, but he kicked it against his leg. You don't see that very often. You don't see that at all very often.
You're like, what did he do? It's that.
He kicked it again. Yeah. And it's like, it's VAR that determined that.
VAR intervened, did they?
I believe so. I mean, I could be wrong. I didn't watch the game, but I assume it was. I mean, I'll have to go back and watch it again, the highlights or something. But I'm sure VAR, unless the referee saw it just bobble. I can't remember now. It happened more than 24 hours ago, and my memory's I'm fried. My memory's fried. So anyway, that happened, and of course, Tony.
Yeah, the day before.
Puts it in.
And apparently that wasn't even, so it should have been a penalty.
Okay, so the initial contact between the two players, Tony has the defender's arm locked in under his armpit, like he's kind of got his arm locked under his armpit like that, and he's pulling him forward like that. The defender then goes in and grabs hold of Tony's sort of upper body, I would argue, to stop himself falling over more than anything else. Grabs hold of Tony's upper body and then, of course, pulls him down with him. The momentum of the defender being pulled towards Tony and then him grabbing hold of him and then falling down was what gave the referee the decision to make. And I think ultimately, if I was looking at that objectively from a neutral point of view, Tony was very clever in what he did. He pulled the defender towards him. The defender got caught off balance and went down and almost collided into him in the box. With that information, and if I was looking at that on VAR and I was watching that back, would I give that as a penalty? I would probably I'd probably be inclined to give the foul on the defender as opposed to the foul on the attacker in that situation. But again, heat the moment, decision was made. It wasn't a clear and obvious error from the referee for VAR to intervene. There was contact made with Tony. Was it enough to be a penalty? Yes, it was enough to be a penalty. But if you see the clear picture from the start to the finish, you would realise that situation developed from a foul of Tony. So it's very fortuitous from a Tony owner point of view, I would say. But yeah, 2-1 Aston Villa back on Friday. Seems like a year ago now. Beating Leeds. Man United obviously beating Man City. What a game. Absolutely brilliant.
Well, we don't need to go through all the games. I'd rather just hear from you about the fact that you're now 1 point behind Man City. Level on games.
Yeah, well, I mean, people mentioning title contenders talk as rubbish. Nowhere near at that sort of level at the moment. However, what any serious United fan wanted to see was passion, was desire, was improvement from what we've seen over the last 10, 12 years. Like we've seen a lot of the identity of Man United being eroded, the never give up attitude, the wearing your heart on your sleeve, the fire, the passion. And can I just say that and I think everyone's saying the similar sort of thing. Casemiro has been the key ingredient for me in that United team. Did you see his performance against Man City? And also, did you see the reaction of the second goal from Rashford and how passionate he was and how much it almost meant to him? Like, well, I think he's almost like playing like he loves the club.
I think there's a lot to be said that Ronaldo's gone. I think that there has clearly been something removed from that. The whole team.
The cloud.
Playing like they are now, yeah.
This cloud's been lifted. Casemiro is just, words cannot describe how important he is. And I think when you've got someone like him in the team and the confidence it gives the rest of the midfielders to push forward, the confidence it gives the defenders to know that they've got backup. No offense to McTominay, but he's nowhere near the same level. And I think what it's done is it's raised Fred's game. Like, I've seen Fred sort of... We've known for a long time that Fred's got energy. He can run around the pitch, but he was very much aimlessly running around for a long periods of time before Casemiro's arrival. I feel that Fred's improved as a result of Casemiro now being in the squad, and I'm seeing more stability in midfield. I'm seeing teamwork, effort, putting in as a group. Martial again against Man City, that first half, brilliant. He didn't score a goal. From an FPL point of view, disappointing if you own him. But for the work that he does, like Ten Hag comes out, says he presses, he works hard for the team. He's always there to hold the ball up. He puts in a shift, Martial. And if you don't watch the game with Martial in it and start to realise how much better United look with Martial in the team compared to when they haven't got him in the team, then I don't know what you see in football. Because, he's not scoring 20, 30 goals a season, but what he is doing is enabling that space and the runners from midfield to go in. Like I said, time and time again, he's a pain in the ass. He's a pain in the ass. He's a pain in the ass because he doesn't know. He gives centre-backs a dilemma. Do they stand off him? Do they go in tight on him? Do they move out of position for him? And the answer is they do all of those things. They try to, and what that does is it creates gaps. And so Man City, I don't know what's going on there. Are they tired? Are they just going through a bad patch? I think they'll come back around. I think they'll become a force again, second half of the season. I think Man City will be there or thereabouts, title contenders, pushing Arsenal to the end. I think this has got a potential of being a bloody good season. Of at least two, maybe three teams being close all the way up to the end.
Well, tomorrow's game with Tottenham's really going to show where Man City's heads are. If they come out and
they demolish Tottenham tomorrow
and put in a really good performance,
then all of a sudden people start to think, oh, well, here we go. We're seeing a resurgence of the old Man City. However, from a Man United supporter's point of view, I would love it if Tottenham were to hold City to a draw or to get a result, because if we can leapfrog City and go into second, we're overperforming massively from a Man United point of view in terms of where I expected to see us in the table. I did not expect us to be within a shout of second. Still halfway through the season, we've got a long way to go, but it's exciting from a point of view that we're performing better than I thought we would be, and we've still got now this sort of this vibe, this feel around the club that kind of leads me to think that we're going to perform well, barring injuries. So it kind of excites me to where we could finish. But yeah, this is not a Man United podcast, so let's move away from this. Rest of the game week, just see how it pans out in terms of transfers for me. I'm not going to make any, I don't think. I'm just going to roll with it. And then I've got 2 free transfers to go into game week 22, which I've got a few ideas of what I want to do with my team anyway. My team sets up very well for I say next week, it's the weekend, isn't it? Weekend's fixtures. Big game, Man United versus Arsenal.
It's massive.
Big game. If United, I know we don't want to talk about Man United, but if Arsenal lose to Man United, how seriously are people going to take United's potential this season, do you think?
I think they have to take it very seriously. I think that people are taking Man United seriously now. I think it's more on
United supporters United supporters are probably not thinking as much as
well, no, but it goes down to what I said to Dan. You're very biased towards this negativity towards Man United. He's very negative towards Arsenal. I'm very negative towards Burnley. But me as a neutral, I'm seeing this and going.
Arsenal are very similar to United. 1 or 2 key injuries to their team, and they are very much a weakened outfit. And the likes of Odegaard, Gabriel gets injured for Arsenal. All of a sudden, Saka picks up a knock. You've all of a sudden you've very much impacted that quality in that team. So Man City will always have the advantage in that respect. So again, there's a lot of key variables. There's a lot of ifs and buts. If United can beat Arsenal at the weekend, I will start to believe that we've got the chance to potentially put in a good title charge. However, if the opposite happens and Arsenal win, I think that we can just hope for a top 4.
Well, it's going to be tight, isn't it? I've got it as, if I'm predicting it right now, 1-1, but honestly, 0-0, 1-1, 2-1 in favour. I think there's more favour of Arsenal. Their home record is just phenomenal.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. So 1-0, 2-1 to Arsenal, something like that.
Lost only 1 game this season.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. And you expect them to... In fact, at home, they haven't lost a single game. They've only conceded 8 goals. At home, they've scored 22, whereas you guys, you've won 5, drawn 1, lost 3, scored 12, conceded 16. 6 of those was at Man City. Yes, that's a bit skewed at Man City. In your past 4 matches, you've won 2, lost 1, drawn 1. Those 2 wins were a 1-0 win at Wolves and a 2-1 win at Fulham, which tells me that there's going to be only a goal in it between you guys. Just a goal in it. And I don't see you guys beat... I can't envisage Man United beating Arsenal. I just don't see it. I think that Arsenal are so solid at the moment that it's just slightly in favour of Arsenal. 51-49% wise.
I think it's going to be closer to... I think it is I think it is very much a case of how both teams set up. I think that do United set up to catch Arsenal on the counter-attack? Do United set up to take the game to Arsenal and dominate midfield? I feel that Ten Hag's gonna obviously have a specific game plan for that, and I think United. I personally think that it's on a knife edge. I really do think it's so close, and 1 goal in it either way, 2-1 either way, 1-0 either way. I think it's going to be quite a tense game.
Yeah.
And it could come down to a single moment of brilliance. Simply put, could be a set piece, could be a corner, could be a penalty.
The last time Arsenal lost, the only 2 occasions Arsenal have lost since they lost to you at Old Trafford were in cup competitions. So against PSV Eindhoven, they lost 2-0 away, and they lost 3-1 at home to Brighton in the League Cup. That's it.
So United win against Palace, takes them to 41 points. If United then beat Arsenal they'd be 3 points behind Arsenal.
Yeah, and United, you guys, the last time you lost was
But Arsenal would have a game in hand.
Yeah, you lost to Aston Villa. Prior to that, it was the 6-3 defeat to Man City.
Yeah.
Other than that, you've won every single game, barring 2, which were draws, which was 0-0 against Newcastle.
From an FPL point of view, it would be nothing better than that to happen. To have like Man City, Arsenal, Man United within say 7 points of each other.
Yeah, but this is the thing. It's exactly the same as our fight between me, you, and Dan. It's so close that those odd differentials here or there take us through. I mean, from an FPL point of view, what would be amazing tomorrow evening would be Mahrez to pop up doing really, really well for us.
Yes, yeah.
Because he's really lowly owned.
But is he going to start, though? I'm worried now.
Yes,
he's not going to...
He'll be starting.
You sure?
Yeah. He'll be playing tomorrow.
Okay.
And Kane coming through would be nice.
Yeah, just to kind of, again, Kane's ownership right now, 35%. Yeah. Mahrez, 3.8%. Massive differential. Massive. 3.8%. And yeah, for me, if those pull through, I'll be happy from an overall point of view. But yeah, obviously, I'm expecting United against Palace to come away with. I'm going to go 2-0. You think that Palace score?
2-1, I think
you say 4-0 to City Spurs. I'm going to go 3-1 City 3 Spurs 1. I don't think a clean sheet. City just don't look like they're going to keep a clean sheet. Whenever I watch them play, just don't. I mean, Akanji admittedly has been quite a sensation for them. I do think he's a quality defender. But kind of digressing. We've got the game week 21 coming up on Saturday. We will we be doing a preview for that, or
it depends if I'm here or not, which is unlikely. So
okay, so
me and Dan on Dartmoor.
So on Friday I'll be free, so I might just do a stream on Friday. Just do a live stream for the guys in the community because they've been asking about a stream. I'm very busy today and tomorrow. I'm very, very busy with work. I've got some videos that I need to kind of put together. So it'll probably. I'm actually not even going to be able to watch the Man United game tonight because I'm going to be at band practice.
Oh, wow.
So I'm going to come out of there thinking, what's the score? But yeah. Okay. Well, so we look forward to some sort of a video from you and Dan, and then I'll do a stream on Friday. Friday at some point, just to touch base. It's either I do a stream on Friday, ahead of Game Week 21, or I do a deadline stream at 10 in the morning on Saturday morning. What do you think?
Up to you. You're in charge.
Let us know in the comments. Guys. Would you like me to do a stream on Friday night, or would you like me to do a stream at 10 o'clock on Saturday morning? Let me know in the comments. On that note, that's pretty much it for me. I mean, you said you were surprised at the wild card. I did. I love to see your reaction. It was great. Kind of filled me with joy. The simple things in life. Your microphone sounds a lot better now.
Yes, hopefully, yeah. It should be all level with you now.
Yeah, and
with your professional setup and my desk.
Well, I went back to this microphone. I was using this one. This is the microphone that I'm going to be using tonight at band practice.
Oh right, yes.
It's my dynamic mic. This is the SE7, the V7 mic. So yeah, I think the condenser, nothing beats a good old condenser microphone like what I've got when it comes to this. But when you're in a little tiny band practice room and you've got loudness everywhere around you, you need to have a dynamic microphone. But yeah, and maybe I'll record practice tonight and may post something.
Yes.
Depending on whether or not.
Only.
Depending on whether or not you can actually hear it, because it's so loud in there, and normally when you're recording stuff on your mobile, it's like, like you're trying your best to try and make out anything. So, is that a guitar? But yeah, I think leave it there, Steve-O, for this one, and look forward to hearing what the community says when I should do the live stream, and look forward to seeing more videos of you and Dan in a car, in a steamy car, with him nicking your bottle of water. Dan drinking my water again. Doesn't buy his own water. Just takes advantage of Steve-O's. It's good to see Dan back on the screen, and give my best regards to him when you see him next.
Yes.
All right. On that note, thank you so much,
cheers,
everybody. Cheers. Like the video. Subscribe if you're new around these parts. Hit us up on Elite FPL, Twitter, and at Elite FPL on Discord. Discord.com. Discord.gg/EliteFPL. There we go. Wave, Steve-O. Goodbye.
See you later.
Bye.